before the podcast actually starts, I just wanted to mention that not only you're going to be able to listen to our podcast on YouTube, but there's also a downloadable link, and you're going to be able to listen to our podcast offline. Another point is that this is my first ever podcast that I actually recorded, and so I was very nervous during the recording, and I know that my sentences won't be that clear of what I said. English language is not my mother tongue. So, without further ado, you're listening to the Sonic.exe podcast called The Rings of Duality. What's up, guys? This is the first ever Sonic.exe podcast. I'm Drufka, aka known as Endra. Here's.
Oh, hi. I didn't know you were calling my name. I'm
It's okay.
Extra or Princo, and I'm just a EXE voice actor.
Yeah. Nice. So, basically, yeah. So this is a Sonic.exe podcast that we're gonna be talking about the topics that are, well, obviously related to Sonic.exe things like the games or FNF mods, characters or lore, or even kind of the things that is going on in the EXE community. And yeah, we're just gonna have some fun with it. By the way, if you're noticing this, I'm actually kind of like nervous by doing this because like. Yeah, this is literally the first time like doing the podcast. Like, I've never actually done that, but yeah. So
It'll be fun.
yeah.
It
It will be fun, of course. Like in the later episodes, and of course this one, yeah, as well. Yeah. Before I actually before we actually start with the the topics. We actually have 4 topics to talk about, like the how we ended up in the the EXE community, the community. Basically, what just draw us to the what why we actually like to do EXE stuff like the games or like FNF music. Second are
Yeah.
the different types of EXE games. Basically, splitting them in the category of like. Sonic.exe with storytelling, like the games they have a like a goal to achieve. I'm talking about the games like Sonic.exe, The Nightmare Beginning, or Tower of Millennium, or something like that. And of course, we're gonna be talking about as well as the FNF mods. So yeah. And the third topic is also going to be like what can be improved in those areas, like the games or like the FNF mods, or basically just the other things that could have been added to the to the EXE community, just to bring something new to the community. And fourth, the future of EXE content. So before I actually
Sounds fun.
yeah. Before I actually start with those topics, the reason I actually wanted to make the podcast is because, well, as a podcast listener myself, as someone who listens to podcasts just because the language learning right now, I'm just learning Russian, but that's besides the point.
Oh.
Basically, I've saw like first of all, I saw like a one. Like tweet that the group of people are going to like make a EXE podcast, but the thing is there are no like the notifications that I have actually received, just because the like the the like what is going on in their lives and such. And so I thought, why not I should actually make a podcast that is pretty much yeah, doing my own thing, like the things I actually want to do, because I'm actually I love EXE stuff. Yeah. So, Princo,
Mhm.
How the fuck do we actually ended up here in the community? Tell me.
Okay, so for me, it's like it goes a long road. Like the first time that I ever was introduced to like EXE content was it wasn't actually Sonic.exe like the original ROM. It was this really old creepy pasta that was I'm pretty sure it's like really mainstream now, but
Mm-hmm.
it was the Tails doll curse and it used to scare the shit out of me when I was young.
Ah, yeah, of
Um
course. Uh-huh.
and so I was really scared as a child, but as I grew up I was like uh yeah, it's pretty neat. I want to like see what's going on with it. And then I found out that but like when I actually started to get myself involved was when like the versus Sonic.exe mod first dropped because I thought it was really cool. And I was like, it's a really nice idea that they're bringing back like old characters and like bringing them back into popularity or like making them mainstream again.
Yeah.
But when I actually started like doing voice acting for like Sonic.exe characters and just creepypasta characters in general it was when it was actually when MX started being popular and I was like the first voice that I ever did for the EXE community.
Oh, that's interesting.
Um and as time went on, I just kept voicing more and more characters like I know like a lot of people know me for like having a fan retake of No More Innocence's like voice, like just in my own little way.
Hmm.
And as I started uploading more of those things, I just started getting involved in FNF, like Sonic.exe related things. Um, and now I mean, that's basically just how I got involved in everything.
Nice. Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. So in my case, basically, when I was in Poland, right now I actually live in Germany. When I was young, I was just looking at my mom's phone just to see some YouTube videos. At the time, I actually was watching a YouTuber called PewDiePie, and there was a video about Sunny.exe. I was actually pretty curious why actually like what is this video about? Like something like the horror style, like the horror thing about Sunny.exe. It actually got me really scared. I actually was kind of scared to like go to bed and well
Oh
fucking
yeah.
yeah, just because even though like for me it's not really scary like as of now, but like in a much younger age I actually was kind of frightened by this. And so, but like besides the fear that I actually received from the video, I was just curious about like this bloody funny little hedgehog. And so I was just looking at different videos. Like, well, first of all, probably was like as I just mentioned, like the Nightmare Beginning, where or something like that. I actually don't know the exact name of it, but basically those are like the games where they have a story and a goal to achieve, right? And so the
Yeah.
Sonic's friends are trying to like escape this whole yeah chaos or like the terror. I believe the first gameplay video actually was probably the where Exceller was actually up possessing the Sonic's body, trying to like kill Sonic's friends. And of course there are other games after that, like the Exector or just Executor. Fucking hell, this English pronunciation is just for some reason it's just confusing. Anyway, and so well, I was actually pretty curious about it, but like there's no much more things to do. It's just those games have like the same formula like the sometimes like some no basically the whatever. And so
They have
even
the same formula.
some formula no it's actually not the same formula. It's actually after the story. of the game, like the games that actually have stories. There's not nothing much like in it, because like the qualities are not really in the best state, and the gameplay was also not also the best, but it was something at
Uh,
least. And so I was just doing other stuff. Actually, didn't know what to do with EXE stuff, because like I was just doing the, you know, my own creations, and after that, because the huge like the popularity of the FNF mod versus Sonic.exe, um, that actually got me really excited to go back those good old times of like, and of
yeah.
and of course I knew the new things like the um yeah, it was like Lord X and like in the Cycles song, Xenophonies, of course in the story
Oh yeah.
part. Um, and of course, like I actually didn't expect that there's going to be like so many versions of Sonic.exe, fucking Lord X and Anthony's
Yeah.
Fake.exe, and they just keep popping more and more just because of FNF. And man, yeah, and because of that, um, actually about the games, there I was also actually kind of surprised that there are not so many games where okay, first of all, when you're playing FNF mod or like a song, you feel like you're battling with demons just by doing a rap, and that kind of actually gave me
Yeah.
an a feeling that there's could be something more, like a battle, like an epic fight between the gods, so to say. And so I just wanted to make
Yeah.
a game about, call it a like first Ixie Massacre, but then it got changed to Ixie Slaughter. And so yeah, actually, firstly I was just posting like only one like footage of Normal Innocence, like Vengeance fighting against. Well, by the way, Vengeance is like my EXELC, and so
Yeah.
yeah. Firstly, I didn't have like so many views, but um, because of like EXE Center that actually found the tweet, it actually got a lot of like comments and views. That was like holy shit. I was so excited. Yeah.
Yeah. That feeling when people start noticing your shit is really nice.
Uh-huh. And so that's why I started to post more things like the intro of the EXE Slaughter and other stuff like the cutscenes of Vengeance meeting, like basically fighting Xenophanes, trying to like Xenophanes fighting the other like tales from the other world, just to add to his like the collection of the victims. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much my whole story about the Sonic.exe.
It was very interesting. It's very interesting the development you took to like actually make EXE Slaughter.
Yeah, yeah, cause like I know it's actually something, cause like yeah, of course before EXE Slaughter there were also like the other games that actually have the similar idea, like EXE Clash or EXE Kart, where just where
Oh
you,
yeah.
you just play as an EXE, or like a find an EXE, or just do sort of stuff. And so that actually has like the same like idea of what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually bring us to our next topic, basically the different types of games. Yeah. So there are different categories like the storytelling and okay. First of all, the story games. Secondly, the games that have like the same formula when you go to the right side and die, just basically seeing the victims getting terrorized and yeah, just being killed endlessly, or just whatever. Um, and the third category, basically the spin-offs, like what I just mentioned. Yeah, EXE Clash, exe cards, and of course the exe slaughter. Although it has also the story. It's unofficial, by the way. Um, and yeah, about that. Oh, of course the other category, but of course they're not like games. They're more like mods. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. So what should I start? Like the exe Sonic the Hedgehog PC port was actually pretty interesting to me because like seeing like Lord X like being like yeah, Lord X being this new design like much more gloomy in the dark and the just seeing like a
Yeah.
real demon. And so it actually gave me an impression that these people actually are are doing something at least with the something more finally, right? And then actually yeah, appeared other games like Sonic.exe, Sonic Rips, Sonic.exe one last rounds and such. Yeah, Prince, I have one question. What is the first game or like of like exe games?
Um, the first one that I played myself, I'm not really sure because I never really downloaded them or like played them actually. I just saw people play them, but the ones that I did play was I played PC Port, and PC Port, fun fact, is actually one of the reasons that like really got me interested in
Holy shit!
like the community.
Yeah.
Um, and I played EYX as well, and that one was really good.
Uh huh.
Um, and then I also played the 2011 remake, and that one was also really good.
Hmm.
Um, I think a lot of them are really, really good. Like I remember the one that was called like Spirits of Hell, I think. That
Spirits
one
of
had
Hell. Oh
like
yeah.
it had a really interesting like story and really interesting like concept of uh like not following the same formula. Instead it's like actually fighting back and whatever.
Yeah, this is what I
Um
mean. Not like people just you need to like do something like not just the same formula about like the other thing, right?
yeah, I think like if I had to give a criticism to like most EXE fan games, it'd be like maybe try deviating from having the same story where it's just like one character is evil and kills like multiple other characters and you see them die and whatever. That like as long as it's executed well, it's good. But at some point, it's just gonna get like repetitive, and it's just gonna get stale. And I think it'd be really cool if they had their own little neat gimmick, like like again like Spirits of Hell, where it had the idea where it's not just Sonic is killing everyone. It's more so like there's an actual story to it. Uh, like an actual story for the protagonist, and they're not just seen as like people who just die, and that's the whole game. Um, like and like they can also have a gimmick that's not from a story perspective, like things like that what UIX did, where it had a neat little story that you have to like piece together because you see like uh, I'm not really sure. It's kind of just like I'm not sure if it's like flashbacks or whatever it is, but you get to see stories of like the actual characters before they meet with I guess whatever EYX is. So like what I'm saying is I think it'd be neat if they started deviating from the same formula of just having one character kill multiple people and that's it. But more so just having a gimmick where um like I don't know, like all I can say is like something like the things that because I think EYX like Sonic.exe is like a really good example of what you could do. I just think getting more creative with with the ideas of your characters and making it feel like there's an actual story being told instead of just being, just someone's evil and kills other people. So I guess just more story building would be really good, like really cool in fan games and such like that. This doesn't apply to like spin-off games like EXE Cart and all that because those are just like fun little party games. But the ones that are meant to be telling a story, it'd be fun if they had it like you could like actually see that a story's being told, or you have to like piece it together yourself. Just a neat little thing for the viewer, and
Mm.
that's kind of just my criticism for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was basically going to the like the third topic of the thing, but we are actually not ready yet because like we're not actually finished with the FNF mod. So basically, Prince,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have one question for you. So how did you actually ended up work on the multiple FNF mods?
Um. So it started off when I was just making YouTube videos, just making like EXE voices, and people started to like them. And it got to a point where people just started asking me if I could work for them. But I was just kind of like, no, I don't think I'd be good at it. I don't think I'd be interested in it. Uh, the first mod that I actually worked on was actually a D-Sides fan mod,
These sites.
but um that mod kind of like it died. It didn't actually go anywhere, unfortunately. But
Uh,
ever since I worked on that, 'cause I had fun doing it. I'm not saying like, oh, it was really boring and whatever. Like it was fun to work on it, and it actually like helped me improve like my voice acting skills and whatever. Um, so then after I left that mod, I just decided to be like, I wonder, like, because I've seen people have like a lot of fun with it, like be really creative and such. So I was like, I might actually start involving myself. So I responded to people who like wanted me to work for them, and I was just like, all right, I'll join your mod and I'll do whatever you want me to do. Um, as an overall experience, I think, like of course, like the FNF community, especially the Sonic.exe community primarily,
mhm.
it has a lot of problems with it. Um, like people seem to be at each other's necks a lot. Um, but from a working experience, I think it was really fun to do. Um, and I think like if you are interested in it, then I would like say that yeah, you should do it if you really want to. But not getting off topic, but uh, yeah. So I got into that mod and whatever, and I started joining more Sonic.exe mods, and then it got to the point where like my work started to get like popular, I guess, because I started receiving criticisms and tips and how to improve my voice acting and like um I don't know. I thought I found it to be quite fun voicing other people's characters, and ever since that I've just been doing it nonstop because I don't know. It's something enjoyable for me to do, but that's basically what it is. That's
Nice.
how I got into it.
Nice. So basically, like when I was like, well, actually, when I was like doing my other stuff with the EXE stuff, like the what I just said, the EXE slaughter, I wasn't actually interested in going to the different FNF mods, but because as we said actually with the formula of the going to the right side, basically seeing the victims being tortured by the demons, so like the other just souls that are trying to like yeah kill someone. Basically, with the formula of FNF mods, of course, it's not actually you know avoidable because like that's pretty much the whole premise of the FNF mods. But basically, just type in some like going with the rhythm of the song, and so just feeling like someone who's like fighting, well, EXEs, not EXEs, and as such, um, and yeah, I thought that was gonna be like repetitive for me to like, well, do this such kind of stuff, but eventually, as I was posting well things well updates about EXE Slaughter, people actually were catching up to me or like basically just sending me messages or like asking me if I can join their mod, and I was like, said yeah, sure. And so yeah, basically ended up also just working on other FNF mods, even though I wasn't even interested. I still could help with the with people that they want to like
Yeah.
publish the FNF mods. Okay, so basically with the third topic, the improvements. So basically like the problems that well Prince have yeah mentioned about the formula of the games, or like the problems of the EXE games. I actually have to like yeah I have to like agree with what Prince said, because they're going to the always to the right side and fucking die. I was just thinking about like the dunes and other stuff, like the story, or like the spin-offs, or like the other game modes there you can just experience by yourself, and just not doing some repetitive stuff and over and again. And yeah, um, and of course yeah. Oh, and of course the FNF mods, like I know it's pretty hard to like do it, but like most of the mods, or like the songs are also kind of like saying the same idea, or just there are a lot of
Yeah.
remixes. Like for example, if you can't run, or just doing some like yeah encore their own encore versions, and also like the whole pile of it. I'm just like thinking to myself like what the hell is going on? You're just doing the same thing. I mean, I don't want to like say something like they're doing something wrong. Of course, if they want to, they're welcome, of course. But that's just my criticism, just my opinion, so to say, just to do something, well, new and exciting, so that people are not going to have like a repetitive feeling, like you're going to like doing this the same fucking like you can't run mod, even though it's in different form and like the different sprites, like the
Yeah.
kind of different yeah. Just basically do some like, oh, of course the events, or just adding sort of something new to the to to the to the rhythm when you're fighting against yeah other characters. Maybe just adding some different events, just to keep an eye on the player, just to get their hands busy. And yeah, that's basically my criticism right now. Um, I think I actually said enough about it. Okay, yeah. Fourth, the future of EXE content. So I was thinking about like well, well, let's just say like 3D games, because like we actually don't have enough like, or like so many 3D games. It's just 2D games, because well, that's basically
Yeah.
what it's known, like the Sonic.exe, the Genesis well aesthetic, or like the art style, or just the yeah. But also I was just thinking about like not just only being the victim, but maybe playing as an EXE, perhaps, just to, well, just to basically we're just what I imagine is the like a story of being an EXE, of trying to like, well, hunt other EXEs, so like trying to like fight with other EXEs, or just something similar to that, or just well, an EXE who wants to like, well, find victims. So of course, yeah, there are some games like that, but the thing is, most of the time, like, yeah, it happens pretty often with the gameplay not being in a best state, so to say. Um, like I actually watched one like video from Luigi Kid where you play as a Sonic.exe, try to like um, well hunt Sonic's friends. Although the gameplay is just well, it could have been something more than just well seeing Sonic.exe just doing the pose of like I don't know how to call it, but basically the like the murdering pose or stuff like that. Just yeah, and yeah, just basically giving something about in a better quality, about like better gameplay, so that people are actually going to enjoy it. And
Yeah.
yeah, you also
I
have
think
yeah. Go on.
I think like in terms of the future of like EXE content and whatever, um like this is one thing that I also wanted to add to like the improvements part. Um in like the future of EXE content right now seems like it's not really gonna go anywhere. But I'm saying that from like in terms of looking at the community because the community is always at each other's necks.
Yeah.
Um like one thing is I feel like if EXE curators really want to like have fun with this, and I know my word's probably not gonna like change anything because that's just how the internet is, but
Yeah.
I just think it would be more fair and more of a friendlier space if people just stopped coming at each other's necks for no reason. Like for example, like there will be someone who will post their OC on Twitter and their OC
Yes.
won't meet like their personal criteria. Like it won't meet the like if it's not scary enough, people won't like it. If it's not like if it doesn't fit like some kind of setting in their own mind, then like it doesn't work. I think people should just be way more inviting and way more welcoming to the ideas that other people have. And it's okay for people to give their own criticism. Like I'm not saying like oh you can't critique something about their character. You can give like don't be an asshole about it is what I mean.
Hmm.
Like you can say I see this problem with your character. Like you don't have to change it, but uh how do I explain this? Um
Take your time.
like just telling them to I don't know. It's like you can give like criticism on like if the design is weird or like if there's something that stands out. And if they don't want to change it, that's fine. And if your criticism doesn't go anywhere, that's also fine. But you don't have to go on and be a dick about it and be like, "Oh, this character is gonna flop because they didn't listen to my criticism and whatever." And
Yeah.
also, people also need to understand that criticism in the EXE community is not, or the criticism in general is not being like, "Oh, this OC sucks. This OC is terrible. It looks bad. It looks the story sucks and whatever." Because I've seen that happen multiple times. It's happened way too many times, and people need to realize that that word of theirs is not going to get anywhere. It's just gonna it's not gonna make the creator want to change their character. It's probably gonna make them feel worse about it, and not want to use the character. Um, and like just as a whole, I think the community as an improvement should be more nicer and more inviting. Because at the end of the day, we're all like little nerds in this community. We're all nerds making
Of course we
stupid
are
stuff,
nerds. Yeah, of course we are nerds.
and because we're all basically the same. We all have the same interest. And if you want people to like you, if you want people to not start any problems and whatever, then you need to not be the problem.
Yeah.
Um, and I just think yeah, that's basically what I just think. I just think people should be nicer and more inviting to the ideas of other creators, keeping their like bad fucking destructive criticisms to themselves. And if it's something bad that they want to say, they shouldn't say it. Um, like if you really want someone to help, or if you really want to help someone, then actually try to help them instead of being like, "Oh, you're stupid. This character is stupid. All everything you should like quit doing this." Because not only is it gonna hurt the other person, but it's also gonna make everyone not like you, and also just like I guess you should try to be a good person and not ruin the day of others, not be a nuisance. Um, and if it's not your thing, if you really don't like it, then that's fine. That you don't really you don't have to involve yourself in it. Um, you can just move on to whatever your interests are. Um, Another thing too, if someone is if you don't like the criticism of someone or they're not saying something that you like, you also shouldn't be a dick about it because it's not just the critiquer that can be the asshole. It can also be the creator of the character or the project or whatever it is. Um, so just as a whole, I think people should just stop coming at each other's necks, be more inviting, be more friendly, give share ideas with each other. Like imagine if this entire community was like a group project and you wanted each other to succeed kind of thing. Um, but that's my take on the improvements. But for the future of EXE content, as of right now, I think it's going kind of badly because of the behavior that the community portrays. Um, but in terms of like creations and projects, I think I think EXE creators are like genuinely some of the most creative people I've ever met, like in my entire life. Um, but as I said before, it'd be cool if people started deviating from the common formula and making something unique, making something enticing or like appealing to the viewer. Um, and like you said, like experimenting with like 3D things.
Yeah.
Um, because I think 3D creations would be really really cool.
Yeah.
Um, as of now, I only remember like besides EXE Slaughter, I only know like one other project from like 3 years ago that like actually experimented with 3D Sonic things, and it
Uh,
wasn't the greatest, but it was it still brought the idea that they can also do 3D things.
oh wait, I have actually
Um,
one question. Like, was it the game of like Xenophanes or like his victims or what? Where you?
it was a game about, I think you were Tails and you were just like you were in like a green field, and
Oh.
it was really empty. And then you just saw Sonic like really far away turned around, and I think the game ended if you like walked up to him.
Oh wait, I think I
Um,
actually remember it. Although, yeah, it probably is that.
um, Another thing too, what I said before was mainly like it was words meant for the EXE community because the FNF plus or plus the Sonic.exe community is a whole like entirely different story. Um, because it is like people in the FNF community aren't very filtered with what they say. They really just want to say what like they're thinking about, which is fine. But if it's destructive, you should probably keep it to yourself.
Hmm.
Um, but in terms of FNF mods as an improvement, um, I think it'd be really nice if they made things more eventful. If it wasn't just the same thing where it's just like you rap against the bloody hedgehog character, and there's more than just that. Like like for example, let me think. That one mod that was called like OG Sonic.exe. I thought that mod was really funny because it was eventful at the end.
Yes, yeah.
Um, But if people did something more like that, where it was funny or it was
comedic.
like there was actual visuals, um, like also for example that one Final Escape Sonic.exe mod that was like it was about uh it was based off of the official like Final Escape finish song, and there was like a lot of imagery of like boyfriend like his arms tied by strings and whatever, and Sonic.exe was like grabbing him.
Hmm.
Uh, so in mods, um, I think it'd just be cool if they were more if they had more visuals, if they were more interesting. I'm not saying that like they're not interesting right now. I just think it'd be better if if they were more like that like if FNF mods told story of the actual character that they're battling against. Um, I just think that'd be a really neat idea. And another thing too, and this is honestly my personal bias. Uh, it's just like I'd like to see more. This is just a personal wish of mine, but I'd like to see more like voice acting in songs and whatever.
Yes.
Like the characters actually speaking and fitting the like the things that they say or something that the actual character would say. So basically, I'd like mods to give the character more character, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Um, just it so it doesn't just feel like, oh, boyfriend is just rapping against some random hedgehog OC and that's it. But it'd just be cool if the character, if they had like an actual personality, if they had like something like the old Fleetway song in the old versus Sonic.exe mod, where he had like a lot of dialogue in the middle of his song, which gave him a lot of character and it gave the character like it was accurate with his character. But basically, in the terms of the mods, give more character to the like identities that are in the mod. Uh, just do something like again, it's fine how it is right now, but I just like to see like more different things where you could actually like if you think of that one thing from that one mod, like if there's something that happens in the mod, you're like, oh, this is just like this reminds me of that one mod or whatever. So basically, just make it memorable. Be like, I guess, just have more character to all the mods, and um, just make it more eventful. I guess that's basically it.
No, that's it. Yeah. Actually, about the the characters, I like the whole like the category of a character being an exe. I think there should be like a like a mini for someone to be in exe or something else. Cause like cause like I think you're actually right about Prince. Cause like some OCs should be like that scary as the other. Like most of the characters in the EXE community. Like for example, Sunky.mpeg, of course, is categorized.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure if it's categorized as EXE. It's a fucking MPEG quoted that much. But like
he's just a
basic,
parody.
yeah, it's just a parody. But like yeah, it's a much more like an adorable way. And of course, other than that, there are also other characters, like for example Hog, which is I mean, yeah, I know there are like the two characters, are like the two characters, I guess, and then one package, so to say. And with the like for example, Curse. Curse actually got so many criticism or like so many hate just because maybe it's categorized as exe, or maybe just because well, I'm not sure why, but maybe I think like people were starting to like dislike this character just because well, is not actually a scary character, as it for most of the people that think that it should be scary. But of course, there are other controversial stuff, which I'm not gonna like mention it, because like normally I'm not interested in controversy. But yeah, basically, um, just basically let the creativity go in its own way, because like it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
scary, and we could just do another categorization for the character. It doesn't have to be an exe. It can be in a different other. Let's just call it in a different file, so to say, like file name, right? Like,
Yeah, I think it'd be really nice if the like community, like if the entire Sonic.exe community like collectively made like official character like oh my god, official what do you call it, like slots, I guess, like specific topics, like for example Lord X 2011 EYX would be put in like the horror category, and then like things like like Sunky MPEG,
a parody category.
whatever, yeah, that, and then like things like Hasty, Curse, things like that would be put into like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
it's
like
alright.
protagonist character, like something like that,
Uh huh.
something that's like normal, like they're not evil, they're or like something like that.
Uh huh.
So I think like the community should collectively make categories for each character,
Yeah.
and I think if they did that, characters would be in like way more invited and way more welcome to most people that don't like it. Like, because there's gonna be some creators that don't like a certain category of characters, which is fine as long as they're not being like rude about it. Um, but then it makes sense if they had a category in like Sonic.exe, like in the community officially. So if they did that, I think it'd be way more like they'd be way more welcome as characters, and people would like them a lot more.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, that's I had to put that in.
Yeah. That's pretty much all about the future of exe content, and yeah, other topics we probably don't have it, because like that's pretty much the yeah, four topics that we usually have, obviously, in the intro.
Yeah.
And yeah, so how was it, Prinzo?
How was the podcast?
Yeah, the podcast, like the first podcast, so to say.
It was fun. I liked it. It was pretty
Nice,
fun.
good. And of course we're gonna have probably, well, more people, of course, because like we're not just gonna be just two people, but maybe like three people. Oh, I forgot to mention that other than just talking about the topics, we're also going to have another category of the EXE podcast. It probably gonna be a separate thing, but like just we're just gonna be like voice acting as different characters. Like I'm just gonna be voicing different characters, like Xenophanes, Vengeance, or other characters, and we're just doing
Oh yeah.
some funny shit that we can just yeah, to entertain a listener, so to say. Yeah, so that's gonna be
Yeah.
in this podcast, or probably in a separate one. I'm not sure.
It'd be
So
fun to have like an entire group for this podcast to just to talk about things. That'd be really fun.
yeah, of course. Yeah, maybe in the future. Yeah, I think that idea actually. Yeah, I like that idea actually. Yeah. So we're basically at the end of the podcast, I think, and so if you actually well, like it, by the way, this is good. If you actually like the podcast, then leave a like, and of course subscribe to my channel, so you can see more episodes of our podcast, so you can just not miss it by hitting also the bell. And yeah, we're pretty much at the end right now. So, goodbye.